Yes, it's okay. Now it's okay. I'm hearing you fine. I'm hearing me not double. And so here we are. I am Elke. I'm a body psychotherapist, and I'm working with women who are ready to heal their hidden trauma, who are really fed up with running again and again in the same patterns and just want to heal. And most of them had a long journey of healing and they just want to heal. And they are just like a little bit of mistrust, if it works, all these things. So, and I was on a retreat, a spiritual business retreat in Hawaii. And my heart bursts open when I'm thinking on it because Ange was one of the leaders of this retreat, and it was such an amazing and awesome experience to be there, to be with her, to be with Becky Keane, all the other women. It was such an I'm speechless, really. It was so beautiful. And Ange is a coach. Ange is making beautiful jewelry. Look at this.
I
And
know
look at
this.
this here. She is a poet. She's writing poems and such beautiful pieces of art. And she's supporting other coaches with hosting retreats on Hawaii. So, and we connected really deeply. We are in the same mastermind, so you connected really deeply. And in Hawaii, there was a time she was saying, maybe I should work with you. So, what do you want to tell us a little bit about your story, Ange, and introduce yourself a little bit to the audience? Hi, Gabi.
I knew, thank you, okay. I knew that I wanted to work with you. I even knew, can you hear me okay?
I can
Too
hear you
loud?
okay.
Okay, I even knew
Yeah.
that, I knew that even before we knew that we were going to have the Hawaii retreat. And I think, like, for me, I just intuitively know, like, and I've been doing my own healing journey. Okay, I'm 34. You know, it's been an intensely, I would say, 15 years. And intuitively, because I'm tapped in that way, I know, it was just a resonance. So I knew long that I think it just like, you intuitively knew, I knew that, that the work you have done and the work I have done, and then the work that we both do, like I could feel that there would be a crossover. And yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but um, I'm originally from Canada, and almost 8 years ago, I had a beautiful wellness center, a holistic nutrition practice. I did, host women's circles. I do a lot of quantum healing, and so it starts with conversation, and then things move in the body. So I'm really, I have a lot of experience in a lot of different settings with a lot of women, including myself, because I always
Yes, you
believe that the
have.
sign of a really, someone, a great coach is someone who's willing to go there with you or has been there themselves. And yeah, so I've been living in Hawaii almost 8 years, and I offer retreats every year, every winter usually, several retreats during the winters. And yeah, I'm really passionate, like really passionate, because I know where I've been and I know where I am now. And I know the work that I've done for myself and my own healing journey. And I didn't start out thinking I would be a coach. But it's almost like when you eat decadent chocolate cake made by like some exquisite, like European chef, when you taste that, you can't not tell people about it. it's like contagious. Like, so the aliveness that I've had in my life since my healing journey, how I feel, I cannot help but share that. That's, yeah.
Just agree with you. And you're such a deep, wise woman. Um, I remember you came in a different times in the retreat, and it was just two or one sentence, and all of the women were crying because they were so touched by this depth of your wisdom and this depth you're touching hearts. um
Thank you.
yeah, that's just you, Ange, and it's amazing how you are. So maybe you want to just share a little bit what was a thing that frustrated you the most before you booked a session with me.
Yeah,
Is there one
absolutely.
thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think like because I'm an artist and, and sometimes to a fault, I feel like because of the different healing modalities that I've embarked on and the journey that I've had. So when I'm creating, like I have a really deep sense of when I can't access a certain part of my creativity. So for me, when I create, even when I make jewelry, I'm very deeply connected inside. And it's just like a flow state. And so my frustration before I had met you and worked with you was I knew there was a part of myself that I just, I've done different journeys like shamanic and, all kinds of different things, and which have all led up to you. I now know. And
Ah,
so I just couldn't fully get to a certain place inside of me, if that makes sense. And I never felt like something was missing. I just felt like there's more, and I don't know
mm,
how to get there.
mm,
And
mm,
and in the past, like I've definitely gathered a lot of missing pieces. They weren't missing. I just covered them over. I had traumatic experiences as a child that I had buried. But this was different. I couldn't get to where you know, I could sense that there was something that I just couldn't get access to. And that's where my
mm.
frustration was before I met you.
Yeah. And were they some of objections you had before you came to me, or you yeah booked the session with me?
Um, you know, like obviously, I mean, yes and no. I feel like everything inside of me was a yes. That wasn't a question. But my mind, even the day of, after the retreat, I switched into mom mode. My children came back home and I was really busy. And
Yeah.
I hide behind my busyness a lot. But I'm also very aware that I can do that. Excuse me. And so, I could hear those excuses coming up like, oh, you don't have
Mm,
time. Oh, you know what? Your finances are a little tight right now. Maybe you shouldn't. But aside from all of that, I know enough to know that that's just noise. And usually that's fear. And that, you know, I just showed up anyways. But I think when anyone's going to do deep work, there's always, if there wasn't resistance, then you're not going deep enough. That's my my belief. Like there's always resistance. But Elke, like honestly, I never questioned, because I knew you a bit. I knew whatever came up. I was expecting the worst to come up, some of my past trauma, but I had no doubt whatsoever that I wouldn't feel safe or comfortable or that I wouldn't open. I knew I would.
Yes.
With you.
Yeah. And it's part of the work I'm doing that you have to feel safe. My clients have to feel safe, that they can go deep, and we don't have to go into trauma. We just can be and relax together and let something coming up or nothing coming up. It's just like an invitation to be in the room and to be who you are, and just follow this. I'm following like a red thread when I'm working with people. And resistance, I can sense some kind of resistance when it's not good to go into in the session, because it's protection. And protection is always a key for me when I'm working, not to go over it and not to push through this resistancy, just to melt it a little bit and to invite it
Yeah.
with us together in the session.
Yeah.
So were there some kind of, maybe can you share a little bit what's happened in the session for you? There's some kind of aha moments or something what thrilled you?
Yeah. You mean like in the session or afterwards?
Yeah, in the session. In the
Yeah,
session.
absolutely. Like my mind, I had thought, I was certain actually, that the place I needed to go to was an old trauma. I was certain of that. And I was prepared to. And even though I thought like I've been here before, but I believe that healing is like an onion, just layers and layers, and you evolve, and you're ready for more deeper healing. So I thought that that's where I was going, and I was prepared to, and it was not that at all. So I was so, honestly, I shared this with you, like I couldn't have imagined the outcome of my session. Like, I had thoughts of what it would be like, but it was nothing like that. It was so much more. And I know, because I've done this type of work enough, that I know it was like you were the person, because I could feel just pure, powerful, divine presence. Like, I felt like whatever had to come to the surface or whatever wanted to open for me, it was safer than safe. Like there was, I literally felt like I was just being held by Mother Earth. Like, I don't even know if I can articulate it enough. I apologize if my dog's barking in the background. But
I love Ali.
yeah. So I know that with that sense of being completely held, that then everything, I did melt. Like I just felt like I completely opened and melted. And that is rare for me, because I'm anyone who's had trauma in their lives, their protective mechanisms are usually really strong, and really, for me, it's harsh. And I just felt serene softness, like it was bliss. Like, yeah, the content, I accessed a part of myself that I didn't even really, I didn't realize it had that much impact on me. And it was beautiful. And it's something that I am still working with, because it's still new. It's like a part of me that I haven't utilized. It's like an extra, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm definitely still working with it. And so it's like, it's going to be the gift that keeps giving. Yeah.
Yeah, you got back a big part of yourself, of your story, of your motherly love, and that needs time to process after the sessions.
Yeah.
Because it was that deep and it needs time to come on here and come in this life, to settle into your cells, to and you can go forward with them.
Yeah.
And you will feel it when it's okay to,
Yeah.
when it's implemented and imprinted into your cells, and you don't have to process with this anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you are in this in-between state of giving you the space to be who you really are
Yeah.
with that person or this spirit or whatever comes up for someone,
Yeah.
to have it back in your life.
Yeah, it's amazing because I would never have known the signs. And I think I said this to you in a session. Like, I was like, immediately, I just was like, I was shocked. And I was like, Elke, I was like, you should be working with Lady Gaga, for God's sake. Like, it was wonderful because, and everything that, it's like now that I have that part of me back, anytime that I forget, I now recognize the signs in my life going like, Ange, remember. Whereas if I hadn't have worked with you, I wouldn't have never, it's like I wouldn't, I mean, at some point maybe I would have gotten it, but I don't want to wait till I'm 70, or like 80. It's like, I can't even imagine that now. Yeah.
And you had this specific thing going on, or I think a night or 2 days before. I can't remember the time right, but you had something special, that a sign coming up
Yeah.
to point out to this session and to.
Yeah. But I had no clue. Like, I did not connect. So a picture had come up in my Facebook feed, and I did not connect
Yes, this was it.
that person to me whatsoever. But I looked at it and I was like, wow, isn't that interesting? Like, I noticed it. It was in my awareness. I had no idea that there was a connection to me and my complete story, anything. Like, I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good you are.
That's just like I am like I am, and I am connecting to the divinity, and I'm connecting to the divinity that you are. Just I'm just a vessel. Yes, I have a lot of experience from the last 13 years, but it's really it's the connection. It's the connection, just to let the flow going through, picking up the pieces of energy where it's may going in the session, and that's just, and I can't be who I am in the session when my clients wouldn't be open to it.
Yeah.
So it's just like a resonance that's important.
Yeah.
That some kind of trauma can be released. It's the trust, it's the connection, it's the experience my clients have sometimes to process things and have this. I think it's self-reflection, self-reflected art of mirroring back to themselves, and not projecting to others.
Yeah.
That's a really, really big thing. And you are all of this. You have done the work.
Yeah.
And you're a great coach.
Yeah. Thank you.
So it was like a good teamwork.
Yes. No, I mean, yeah, it was pure magic. And, I always say this, but it is true. Like, never once in my journey have I ever regretted investing in myself. Like, I can't even say that enough. And it's not from like a monetary point of view. I mean, I know we all think in terms of dollars and cents, but I wouldn't be living in Hawaii if I didn't do the work that I've done. And it's not about Hawaii. That's just what resonates with me, whether it be sailing across the world, whatever it is. Like every single step, every single, healer, it all comes together. Like I've never regretted anything. But immediately when I worked with you, I was like, the whole world has to know who you are. Like, I really felt that. I was like, damn, because you can't, it's hard to articulate. But it's hard to articulate the pieces you get back. But people in your life know it because you don't look
Yes.
different, but you resonate differently. You emanate.
Yeah. Hey, and what's happened afterwards in your life?
Oh, I feel softer. I really do. Like, I'm sure my kids see it too, but my strong side is my right side, my masculine, my, doing, my protecting, and, I am my career, my left side, my feminine. It just feels, I'm coming together in ways that I normally wouldn't. It would have taken me longer. So yeah, I would say how I feel mostly is definitely softer and more open. Yeah.
Oh,
And
fine.
still surprised.
What surprised you?
It was
Is there
just,
some reaction in the outside or in the people you're meeting?
well, no, it was mostly the connection inside, like
Huh.
the connection inside. And I think like the surprise on the outside is just I'm more in tune with, again, like what I really need, like more in tune with, well, I would say it's my feminine, like the nurturing of me, the nurturing of my soul. And I could bypass that easily because my masculine is strong, but this is just, it's different. It's effortless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what one of the keys in the session was to get the connection again to the feminine
Yeah.
side.
Because I couldn't even feel it. I really couldn't. Like it felt really lopsided. I said that twice on the table, like the night before
Yeah.
and the day of.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even feel that I had a life force or energy on my left side. And because in what I would do, my nurturing before would be work. I would nurture, but from a work perspective, from a masculine perspective. And that's just different. It's just different. Yeah.
And that's a lot of women do. Me too.
Oh, yeah. And so
Me
now
too.
it's like from this intuitive, like from this side, a 10-minute hammock relaxation, the effect of it, because it's coming from a different place inside of me, the effect that I feel inside is totally different. Does that make sense? Like, I don't need to take a complete day off. I can just have, like, because it's coming from a different place inside of me. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Is it just like that this part of you gives you some nudges over the day to remind you to make those little breaks
Yeah.
and to balance
Yeah.
the masculine and the feminine
Yeah.
during the day?
During the day. And before, I would work till I just fell. No, this is like more just, yeah, all the time. And it's not, it's, yeah, it just comes from just a knowing. Like, and it just is. There's no resistance. It's just like, oh, just go lay down. Like, and then, but even in the laying down, it's like I'm able to open and soak in like my world, like, the birds and all of that stuff. Whereas before, I might lay down physically
Hmm,
and that would be it. Yeah.
it's amazing. Yeah. And I experience a lot in my own healing journey and in the healing journey of my clients that because of the biodynamic body psychotherapy work we are doing, um, there's not such thing like we are releasing a trauma and then it's just like a how do I call it, like a buff. Everything is different, and it's like more a softer way of speaking up. There's changes are happening from inside out, and it's like a. I remember I had a phone call and I was in a conflict, and in the earlier times I would have been totally frozen when I get attacked. And in this moment, I was totally clear, and I said something as an argument, totally clear in a loving way. And while I am saying this, I was like, what's happening here? You never reacted like this. And it's not like it's not coming from the mind. It's coming from your body and from your cells from inside. And that's happens so often that this change is really soft and easy and like you describe it. It's just like, just lay down in the hammock.
Yeah. Yeah, our bodies are amazing. I mean, I've often said that. Like, one thing I know, you know, energy doesn't lie. It never lies. Like, but sometimes we're not even aware of the energy that is just trying to speak to us. It's just trying to get our attention. And if we ignore it, then the attention will go in our outside world. So then the outside world is ramping up, trying to get our attention. And it's just like
Yes.
utter chaos.
Yes.
And it's like a great reminder. I always say, like, everything is a mirror. I believe everything is connected. There's nothing that's not connected. And so it's like what you were saying earlier, like, what is happening within, so without, and vice versa. So,
Yes.
you know, yeah, as
Yes.
scary as it may be in the beginning, if there was someone that's never done body work, everything that's scary about it is the mind. That's it. And then it's like, because our bodies, like, we can digest food. We don't think about how the banana is going to be digested. It just happens. And that's the same way, like, when we're on the table with you. It's like we don't, you create this space that you don't have to think. And I felt like even you asked me something and I was like, my mind won't stop. And then there was just, I can't remember, but there was something else. And then I just felt my mind completely settle. And I didn't have to think about anything. And that's when the body speaks.
Yeah.
And the way you do it, it's gorgeous and it's so non-invasive. And it's really gentle and special.
Thank you so
Yeah, you're a
much
gift.
for this.
Yeah.
I'm taking this.
Yeah, please do.
Yes. Yes.
I
And I'm so, yeah.
like, I trust the journey that I've had. And I've even since thought that, like, what if I had met Elke like 15 years ago or 20 years ago when I first started, I probably would have not been in so many dark places alone. And it takes the right healer to have that trust and space that you just feel completely safe. So, yeah, mahalo.
Mahalo. Let's just breathe this in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ange,
Thank you.
for opening up here live. Yeah, it's just like a special room, and sometimes it's hard to share these special rooms and this kind of deep experiences. So thank you so much that you open up and that you are here and showing up and helping others to sense and hear and feel what it is to heal from the inside out when the body's speaking to you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
I just have to look at my. Do you want to say something again?
I was gonna say, I want you to come back to Hawaii again.
I'm coming back to Hawaii.
I know.
No question. I'm coming back to Hawaii. In March with the retreat from you and Becky again. And I'm supporting there the women with the body psychotherapy work and all the other stuff I'm doing. So, and maybe I will host a retreat in March too, or maybe March or April next year in Hawaii. So we are working on that. And I'm every time I see a video from you from the beach or with your boys or whatever, it's like my heart is like, I'm feeling this island so much. I'm feeling you so much. So I'm coming back, and it's like, it's not so hard and so far away.
Right.
It's easy to come to you from my body experience and my spirit experience. The traveling was really, really easy for me. And it's where your heart goes and where your friends are and your soulmates and your soul sisters. Even if they are far away on the other side of the planet. Yeah, I'm so connected with you and this piece of the earth. It's, yeah, Pele.
It's magical. Yes.
It's so magical. It's so magical. So, I want to just jump on some kind of, yeah, you can work with me. Women, you can work with me in one-on-one. We can work online. We can work in person. I have monthly packages. We can hop on a Zoom call on a quick healing on speed dial thing. I am really fast and I'm really good at pointing out the things that are going on. And I have a beautiful group program coming up, and I am launching it in end of July, a 5-month group program. It's the Healing Catalyst for women who want to break through their sticky limits and into a widely free life. Yes, I'm so excited. There's a full 5-month thing packed with with my whole experience from the last 13 years, the best stuff from the shamanic, the tantric, and the body psychotherapy work to heal trauma on a soul and body and mind level, to have really, really much fun, to get unstuck, to jump out of bed in the morning and say, hell yes, I get things done today. Yeah, and to break through sometimes when you are in business, we are connected from a business perspective, from a mastermind, and it's always you're reaching some points, and you get through your limits, your limiting beliefs, your stuckness, and sometimes it's really deeply connected to the childhood traumas and the early things you experienced in your life. So me too. I still have to work on my stuff. I know the most of my stuff. And it's easier with the time to let it go through. I'm experiencing that with my body and to support me and myself. And the same thing I am teaching my participants in the group program to be stable in everyday life, to break through the limiting beliefs, to be at peace, feel free, calm, just like, yeah, when you look back in age 90 and you look back and say, this is exactly the life I want to live. And I'm supporting the women to reach this. Yeah, just have to look on
Sounds
my,
amazing.
yeah.
And I just want to say, like, Elke, we met in a group setting, and I know you know this, and I know this, and if anyone's watching, it's like the what happens in a group, it's so hard to articulate. Like, it just your experience, your wisdom, your support, like boom, your support, everything's amplified. So it's like if you
Yes.
want to go, and that's the thing, like a lot of, because I used to only want to work one on one with people earlier in my journey. I didn't feel comfortable in groups because I, had a lot of darkness and I thought I'd burden people. But I can say this now, ever since now, it's like that's where I prefer to work because it's like you get your money times however many people are in the group. Like
For
it's
sure. I
amazing.
I love group work. I was so amazed by my education in body psychotherapy because I got such a fast pace to my points because this amplifying thing of the energies, you are getting your whole family structure in mirror, your whole patterns,
Yeah.
and it's really it's the for me it's the best way and a really easy and loving way to heal all of this old stuff. And it's the amplifying, not only the amplifying of the patterns, the old patterns, the conditionings and all of these, it's the amplifying of the gifts,
Yeah.
of the life force, of the power centers inside of every woman or man in the group. I'm working with women, but it's like you amplifying your power center.
Yeah.
You're bringing it to life, and through this, everything can just be released, set free, and it's amazing. I love group work.
Yeah. Me too. Sorry, I jumped in on there, but I
Yeah,
just got excited
no,
for your
that's totally
group.
okay. We are here in life with
Yeah.
together, so
Yeah.
that's the joy of being together in a life. Yes, it's like amplified my things. I have here my script, and
Yeah.
it's like with you, with others, it's like the amplifying of the ideas, of the things that coming in. So that's the same in the group work. So, and Anges are Anges. Yes. She's a power amplifier. For sure. For sure. Yeah.
I think it's like possibility gets me so excited. Like I cannot not do that, like
Yeah.
when I know my potential, when you can feel someone else's potential,
Yeah.
it's just it's so rich. So, yeah.
It's like the whole body chills and goosebumps and this energies flowing through your body. And I had this all the time in Hawaii
Yeah.
and on the retreat and afterwards. It's just like this vibration. The electricity is going on. It's so when everyone begins to shine brightly and be who they are, show up with anger, with tears, with joy, with happiness, with brilliance, with wisdom.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I wish you could be here
Yeah, me
and
too.
be with me and lead this program with me.
Next year I'll be in Europe.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year. For sure.
For sure.
For sure. Amazing. Okay, do you wanna say something for the end, or something
I'm
was
just really
inside,
glad.
or
Yeah, I'm really glad I'm honored to have worked with you. Like, I still, I sent you a little video the other day. Like, it's still integrating. And I don't know, has it been almost a month? And
yeah.
yeah, yeah, if anyone's on the fence, I can tell you this, that my life has never taken place on the fence. Life takes place on the other side of the fence. And and so I couldn't articulate enough. Like I said, I can't even imagine what life would have been like if I had met you 20 years ago, my healing journey. So you're a gift to the world. Truly. So thank you.
Thank you, Ange. Thank you, Ange. So, if somebody want to work with me and is interested in some conversations, some coffee chats, I put a link in the comments where you can schedule a spot in my calendar. I open up my calendar the next 2 weeks for some nice conversations with you. Grab your coffee, make it yourself cozy, and just get in connection with me. I am loving to hear from you. So thank you for watching. And Ange, I want to be in Hawaii right now.
I know. Soon.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon. All my love to you,
Thank
sweetheart.
you. Right back to you.
Yeah, have a super nice and sunny and calm and gentle day.
I will. Thank you.
Hey,
All right.
thank you so
Aloha.
much. Aloha.